Sunrise Land, a glimpse into the past. Japan, a land of the rising sun, boasts a history as captivating as its cherry blossom season. From ancient times, this island nation has carved a unique path, marked by periods of isolation and openness, tradition and modernization. The story of Japan is an intricate tapestry woven with threads of emperors and samurai, artistry and warfare, isolation and global influence. Early inhabitants revered nature, their beliefs evolving into Shintoism, a spiritual path that sees divinity in the natural world. This profound respect for nature continues to permeate Japanese art, literature, and daily life. The arrival of Buddhism from mainland Asia in the 6th century CE brought new philosophical and artistic currents, shaping Japan's cultural landscape. As we delve deeper, let's explore how these influences set the stage for Japan's journey through colonization and beyond. The samurai spirit and beyond. No exploration of Japan's past would be complete without encountering the samurai, the warrior class whose code of honor and martial prowess defined an era. Clad in armor, wielding razor-sharp swords, these warriors were both protectors and enforcers of a rigid social order. Their legacy continues to resonate in modern Japan, inspiring ideals of loyalty, discipline, and self-sacrifice. Japanese artists, from master calligraphers to ukiyo-e woodblock printmakers, captured the essence of their world with exquisite detail. Their works offer glimpses into a culture that values simplicity, harmony, and a deep connection to nature. The Meiji Restoration of the 19th century marked a turning point, propelling Japan into an era of rapid industrialization and militarization. As we move forward, let's explore how these transformations set the stage for Japan's complex journey through the 20th century and beyond.
The Age of the Samurai, birth of a warrior ethos. Feudal Japan, a period spanning centuries, witnessed the rise of a unique warrior class, the samurai. Emerging from the provinces, these skilled swordsmen pledged allegiance to powerful lords, their lives dedicated to martial pursuits and a strict code of honor known as Bushido, the way of the warrior. They were more than soldiers. They were expected to embody ideals of loyalty, courage, and self-discipline. The rise of the samurai coincided with a period of political fragmentation. As the power of the emperor waned, local lords, known as daimyo, asserted their dominance. These lords assembled armies of samurai engaging in fierce battles for land and control. Amidst the chaos and bloodshed, the samurai's loyalty to their lord remained paramount. Their stories, often romanticized in literature and art, captured the imagination of the Japanese people, shaping their understanding of duty, service, and sacrifice. As we move forward, we will explore how these warrior ideals evolved and influenced the cultural and political landscape of Japan in the subsequent eras.
The shogunate, power and intrigue. As the samurai class grew in power, the stage was set for the emergence of a new political order, the shogunate. In 1192, Minamoto Yoritomo, a victorious general, assumed the title of shogun, establishing the first of these military governments that would rule Japan for centuries. The emperor, though still a figurehead, became relegated to a largely ceremonial role. Real power now rested in the hands of the shogun. The shogunate system, though seemingly stable, was rife with intrigue and power struggles. Different clans vied for supremacy, their ambitions often leading to conflict. The Ashikaga shogunate, established in the 14th century, saw the rise and power of regional lords and a period of near-constant conflict. The Tokugawa shogunate, established in the early 17th century, ushered in an era of unprecedented peace and stability. As we move forward, let's explore how these power dynamics shaped Japan's cultural and social landscape in the centuries that followed. Life in feudal Japan, a society in layers. Feudal Japan was a society rigidly structured, a hierarchical pyramid with the emperor at its apex, though often relegated to a symbolic role. Below him stood the shogun, the military dictator, and the daimyo, powerful feudal lords. Beneath the samurai, the social strata unfolded, farmers, artisans, and merchants each playing a vital role in the functioning of society. Farmers, the backbone of the economy, toiled in the rice paddies, their lives governed by the seasons. Artisans skilled in crafts like pottery, weaving, and carpentry produced goods for everyday use and luxurious items for the elite. Merchants, though at the bottom of the social hierarchy, gained increasing economic power as Japan's cities grew. As we move forward, let's explore how these layers of society evolved and adapted through the ages, leading us to the next chapter. The Winds of Change. The Meiji Restoration. The year 1868 marked a turning point in Japanese history, a seismic shift that would forever alter the nation's trajectory. The Tokugawa shogunate, which had ruled Japan for over 2 centuries, crumbled under the weight of internal strife and external pressures. From its ashes rose a new era, the Meiji Restoration, a period of unprecedented transformation that propelled Japan into the modern world. The arrival of Commodore Matthew Perry's black ships in 1853 had shattered Japan's self-imposed isolation. The sight of these steam-powered warships, armed with superior firepower, exposed the limitations of Japan's traditional defenses. The Meiji leaders embarked on a path of radical reform, dismantling the feudal system that had defined Japan for centuries. A new conscript army, based on universal service, was established, reflecting a modern centralized state. As Japan embraced these sweeping changes, the nation stood on the brink of a new era, setting the stage for the next chapter in its remarkable history.
A nation transformed, embracing modernity. The Meiji Restoration unleashed a wave of modernization that touched every aspect of Japanese life. Inspired by Western models, Japan underwent a period of rapid industrialization, its cities transformed by factories, railroads, and telegraph lines. Education became a cornerstone of the Meiji vision for a modern Japan. Compulsory schooling was introduced, modeled after the Western system, aiming to cultivate a literate and skilled workforce. Universities were established, attracting foreign scholars and fostering intellectual exchange. The pursuit of knowledge became a national endeavor, fueling Japan's rapid technological advancement. Traditional Japanese clothing gradually gave way to Western attire, reflecting the changing times. This embrace of modernity, however, was not without its challenges. As Japan continued to evolve, new challenges and opportunities lay ahead, setting the stage for the next chapter in its remarkable history. Section 3. The Rising Sun. Japan on the world stage. As Japan modernized, its ambitions extended beyond its own shores. The Meiji leaders, acutely aware of the fate of other Asian nations that had succumbed to Western imperialism, were determined to secure Japan's place in the emerging global order. Japan's victory in the First Sino-Japanese War from 1894 to 1895 against China signaled its rising military might. The acquisition of Taiwan and the Liaodong Peninsula marked the beginning of Japan's overseas empire. The Russo-Japanese War from 1904 to 1905 further solidified Japan's status as a major power. The defeat of Russia, a European giant, sent shockwaves through the world, demonstrating the effectiveness of Japan's modernized military. As Japan's influence grew, the nation prepared to navigate the complexities of the 20th century, setting the stage for the next chapter in its history.
Section 1. The rising sun casts a long shadow expansion and empire. Japan's victories against China and Russia ignited a fervent nationalism. The belief in Japan's unique destiny, a divine mission to lead Asia, took root. The government, influenced by powerful military figures, increasingly saw expansion as vital for security and economic prosperity. Korea, strategically located between Japan and the Asian mainland, became the primary target of Japan's expansionist ambitions. Following its victory in the Russo-Japanese War, Japan tightened its grip on Korea, forcing the Joseon dynasty to accept its protection. The outbreak of World War I presented an opportunity to further its imperial ambitions. While the great powers of Europe were locked in a deadly struggle, Japan seized German possessions in the Pacific. As Japan's empire grew, so did the influence of its military. This set the stage for the next chapter, where we delve into the complexities of Japan's colonial rule and its impact on the region.
Section 2. Korea, a nation absorbed. Japan's annexation of Korea in 1910 marked the beginning of a brutal colonial rule that would last for 35 years. The Japanese administration, determined to assimilate Korea and erase its national identity, implemented policies designed to suppress Korean culture, language, and history. Korean schools were forced to teach the Japanese language and promote Japanese history and culture. Traditional Korean customs were discouraged, and those who resisted faced harsh punishments. The Japanese government actively promoted the migration of Japanese citizens to Korea, further marginalizing the native population. Despite the oppression, Korean resistance never wavered. This resistance laid the groundwork for the eventual independence movement, setting the stage for the next chapter in Korea's history.
Section 3. The China Incident, a harbinger of conflict. While Japan consolidated its control over Korea, events in China were unfolding that would draw Japan into a wider conflict. In 1931, Japanese officers, acting without authorization from the government in Tokyo, staged an incident at Mukden, present-day Shenyang, in Manchuria. The Mukden incident served as a pretext for Japan to launch a full-scale invasion of Manchuria, which it soon occupied and transformed into the puppet state of Manchukuo. The League of Nations condemned Japan's actions, but proved powerless to stop them. Japan's aggression in China continued throughout the 1930s, culminating in the Marco Polo Bridge incident in 1937. This clash between Japanese and Chinese troops near Beijing marked the beginning of the Second Sino-Japanese War, a conflict that would rage for 8 long years. As the war escalated, the stage was set for even greater conflicts to come, leading us into the next chapter of Japan's tumultuous history.
Japan engulfed in war. The flames of war soon engulfed Japan. The attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941 plunged Japan into global conflict. Initial victories in Southeast Asia proved short-lived. The United States unleashed a counteroffensive, turning the tide. Island hopping campaigns brought the fighting closer to Japan. The Battle of Okinawa saw unimaginable carnage. Japan's cities became targets of relentless air raids. Tokyo was reduced to rubble by firebombing. The atomic bombings forced Japan's unconditional surrender. The war ended in utter devastation. As Japan began to rebuild, a new chapter in its history was about to unfold.
Section 2. Occupation and Reform, a Nation Reshaped. The aftermath of World War II saw a defeated and occupied Japan grappling with the ruins of its shattered empire and a profound sense of national trauma. Under the Allied occupation, led by General Douglas MacArthur, Japan underwent a period of profound transformation. Its political, economic, and social structures reshaped. The emperor, once considered divine, renounced his divinity in a radio address to the nation, a symbolic break from Japan's militaristic past. A new constitution, drafted under the guidance of the occupation authorities, established a parliamentary democracy, guaranteeing fundamental human rights and renouncing war as a sovereign right. Economic reforms aimed at dismantling Japan's wartime industrial conglomerates and fostering competition paved the way for an economic miracle. Japan, aided by American investment and driven by a relentless work ethic, rose from the ashes to become a global economic powerhouse, its products a symbol of quality and innovation. As we transition to the next chapter, we will explore how Japan's post-war recovery influenced its modern identity and global standing.
Section 3. Legacies of War, Shadows and Reconciliation. The legacy of World War II continues to cast a long shadow over Japan. The memories of wartime atrocities, from the Nanjing Massacre to the horrors inflicted on Allied prisoners of war, remain a source of shame and controversy. Japan's efforts to come to terms with its past, often met with criticism from neighboring countries, are an ongoing process. Yet, amidst the shadows, there are also stories of reconciliation and forgiveness. Japan's post-war constitution, renouncing war, became a model for other nations. Its commitment to peace, enshrined in its foreign policy, has contributed to stability in the region. Japan's economic success, a testament to its resilience and adaptability has also fostered cooperation and interdependence. Its technological innovations have benefited the world, while its cultural exports, from anime to video games, have gained global popularity. As we move forward, Japan's modern-day influence and global partnerships continue to shape its legacy. In the next chapter, we will explore modern Japan and its significant role on the global stage.
Section 4. Looking Forward. A nation at a crossroads. Today, Japan stands as a nation at a crossroads, navigating a complex geopolitical landscape. Its aging population, declining birth rate, and economic challenges pose significant hurdles. Yet, Japan remains a nation of remarkable resilience, its people known for their discipline, work ethic, and commitment to innovation. Japan's future will be shaped by its ability to address these challenges while preserving its cultural identity and its commitment to peace. As a nation that has experienced both the depths of wartime devastation and the heights of economic success, Japan offers valuable lessons in resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Japan's story is a tapestry woven with threads of beauty and violence, innovation and tradition, isolation and global engagement. It is a story that continues to unfold, reminding us of the complexities of history and the enduring capacity of the human spirit to rebuild, reconcile, and strive for a better future. As we move forward, let's delve deeper into the next chapter, exploring how Japan's past continues to shape its present and future.
Shaping modern Japan. Japan's journey from feudal origins to a technological powerhouse shows tradition and transformation. The samurai spirit and war's horrors resonate in contemporary Japan. Modern Japan's skyscrapers and bullet trains contrast its feudal past. Discipline and meticulous attention to detail, rooted in samurai values, drive Japan's innovation. World War II's shadow shapes Japan's pacifist constitution and cautious foreign policy. As we move forward, let's explore how these elements continue to influence Japan today. Section 2. A legacy of resilience and reinvention. Japan has consistently demonstrated a remarkable capacity for resilience and reinvention. Rising from the ashes of war, it became an economic giant. This ability to adapt while preserving its cultural identity speaks volumes about its people. Japan's cultural influence extends far beyond its shores. From anime and manga to cuisine and traditional arts, Japan captivates the global imagination. As Japan faces 21 century challenges, its legacy of resilience will serve it well. Understanding its past gives us a deeper appreciation for Japan's enduring spirit. And so we conclude our journey through the fascinating history of Japan, a nation that continues to inspire and innovate.